Today we have a treat of a lifetime. Some Carabinero prawns, Scarlet prawns from the East Atlantic coming into the Mediterranean. These are incredibly tasty with a wonderful, creamy, almost buttery texture when you have them raw. For me, even cooking them is a criminal act. Simply a bit of olive oil and salt and it's wonderful. But today we make an exception. I want to show you one of my favorite ways to enjoy them by making a very simple marinade for the flesh, extracting all the gooey goodness from the heads, turning the shells crispy, and making a bright red oil infusion. Nothing goes to waste. Let's do it. So, the marinade, extremely simple. We start with a very generous amount of garlic. Garlic and prawns, they are a marriage made in heaven. And somehow, the strong taste of garlic would never overpower the sweetness of the prawn. If anything, they bring out the best of each other. So, because this is a raw marination and we're not cooking the garlic, we remove this stem in the middle that could cause a bit of bitterness. And for this recipe, we use a garlic crusher. Not to be lazy, but to really puncture the cell membranes of the garlic for the essential oil to really be released into the marinade. It might look like a lot of garlic, but trust me, these prawns could take them on. Perfect. Now, to that, we add equal part mirin, Japanese sweet wine, just to accentuate the sweetness of the prawns. Soy sauce, light soy sauce that is, and water, just to dilute a bit of the harshness of the soy sauce. And one last ingredient that really adds a lot of complexity, the stalks of coriander. Now, if you don't like coriander, you should definitely skip this part. Now, this is ready for the beautiful flesh. Now, for the prawns. We very carefully remove the heads. This dark line is very sandy, so this is the only thing we throw away. For this beautiful head, we extract all the gooey goodness. For me, the tastiest bit of the prawns. Oh my God, look at this beautiful orange color. And we carefully remove the shells. To retain freshness, these beauties, they are frozen on the boat that they're caught. So it goes straight from the Mediterranean Sea to your kitchen. And the beautiful prawn goes straight into our marinade. So we have this beautiful flesh marinating. What the marinade's going to do, besides giving the surface extra flavors, the salt content from the soy sauce is going to firm up the outside of the prawn slightly, giving it a bite that Carabineros lack, while allowing the inside to remain creamy and buttery. And these two will go into the fridge for 30 minutes while we extract the most from the shells and the heads. Now, to extract the maximum from the shells and the head and to make crispy shells, it's very simple. All we have to do is to have a saucepan at medium heat and we add an incredibly generous amount of olive oil. The red color of the Carabineros, or for that matter, lobster or langoustine, they only bind with fat. So no matter how long you boil the shells or the head, the water will never pick up the color, but oil will. So once the oil is hot, we add our shells, head. At first, the heat of the oil will evaporate the water content that remains on the shells, especially the heads. Once all the water content has evaporated, it will start frying the shells and the heads in gentle heat, extracting all the flavors and turning them crispy at the same time. But you want to moderate, you want to be careful and not to burn them. As you can see, the steam coming out, that's the water evaporating. Look at the beautiful color of the oil already. Once there's not much steam coming up, you know you've evaporated most of the water content. So we lower the heat to medium-low and we let this fry at very gentle heat for half an hour until the prawns are ready. All right, after half an hour, we have the most beautiful oil in the history of oil. Extremely crispy shells and heads. Set them aside to cool down. And we have our marinated prawns. Now, of course, you can eat it right away. But just to do this wonderful ingredient justice, we're going to make a very simple carpaccio. So we grab some paper towel and we dry our beautiful prawns. They've taken on all the flavors. You can tell by just judging from the changing of the color of the white flesh. This you do not throw away. This will make you the world's tastiest noodle. To make the slicing easier for the carpaccio, we have some cling film. We're going to line them up in the middle and very carefully we lift and we push them into the desired shape. We roll, just like making sushi. Once we've rolled them up, we grab onto either side and we push. Now you twist in opposite directions. One side very tight, grab some trussing string and we tie a knot. Before we squeeze the other side, we're gonna make a few incisions for the air to escape. Brilliant. Now, this beauty goes into the freezer for about 30 minutes just to make the slicing much easier. After half an hour, ideally you want 2 to 3 hours for this to really freeze to make the slicing easier, but I just want to eat. So, let's do this. Sharp knife, and we slice. Look at that. Ooh, beautiful. Oh my God. Wow. This is probably the tastiest prawn I've ever had. Look at this beauty. Now, for garnish, of course, we have the most beautiful head, the tail, and we have our crispy bits. Nothing goes to waste, as promised. Perfect. Now, the wonderful gooey bits that we took away earlier comes back to the party. And, of course, we have the most beautiful oil in the world. And just for some contrasting colors, we have some edible flour. And that's it. From head to tail, we have everything. This is Scarlet Prawn Carpaccio and my lunch. I really hope you enjoy. And we need wine.